Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. And on the screen today, you're probably going to be watching some Black Ops 4 gameplay, but that's not what I wanted to talk about today. Today, I kind of wanted to give like a little, I guess you could call it like a movie recommendation. These are two movies that I watched that I feel are very, I guess you could say underrated, because I haven't seen or heard anybody talk about any of these movies, and I never heard of any of these movies. Not that I keep up with a lot of them, but I never heard of any of these movies before my girlfriend told me that we should watch it. And they're two very like I said, they're two very powerful movies. And this is literally just like I watched it, and I think that everybody should watch these two movies at least once in their life to kind of get like an outside perspective, if you want to call it that, of what like goes on with like injustice and like all those types of things. But the first one is called The Hate U Give, and I'm pretty sure it came out I think it was 2017 or 2018, something like that. I'm pretty sure it was 2018. And basically, like, what it's about is it's about this girl that lives, I'm pretty sure she lives in LA or something, somewhere around there. And she comes from like the hood, basically, right? She comes from like the projects, LA, probably Compton, or like some shit. Like, she's not like well off, right? But she goes to like a white people school, so like the white kids, like, they don't like make fun of her and shit, but she's like the outcast in the school because it's like all white kids and shit. And then she's like the black kid like that's in the school, and then but she still lives in the hood and shit, so she has to drive like however long to get to school. And then it's like she's kind of like, she's torn between like which side that she wants to like be on, right? And then she sees a white cop shoot her childhood friend that's black. And then so the black people, like, from where she lives, are like, yo, like fuck the cops, this, that, whatever. And then the white people are like, oh, like the cop felt like pressured and shit, so she has to kind of decide like what's gonna happen here. And then like if she's gonna side with the black people or the white people or whatever. But it's not about sides, it's just it's about it's fucked up to say, but it's about what the movie is about, if that makes sense, right? It's like, it's hard to explain. It's a movie that you have to watch, and you have to like it's a movie where you can't be interrupted, right? It's about 2.5 hours, I think, ish, around there. And it's a movie where you can't be interrupted, like you have to go do something or whatever. It's like you have to watch it like all in one take or one shot for you to get the full like experience of it. But I promise you, like, I wouldn't recommend any like bullshit movie or anything like that. But this movie is, I mean, I'm not one to say like, oh, it's like it got like this score on like Rotten Tomatoes or or IMDb or anything like that. But it got 97% on Rotten Tomatoes and 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb. So I mean, like, that should speak for itself. But then again, it could be like only like black people reading the movie because like it shows like injustice. It could be white people said they didn't like the movie because this. It doesn't matter. The ratings don't matter. At the end of the day, the movie was sick, and I recommend this movie to anybody if you care about stuff like that, right? Like if you care about like injustice and like cops shooting people and this, that, and like other people like killing cops and whatever, this, that, and the third, then I recommend you to watch the movie. The next one here is called Freedom Writers, and my girl actually watched it. I think she said she watched it at school or something like that. Came out in 2007, so it is an older movie, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't take away from the the goodness, I guess you could call it. It doesn't make the movie bad or anything like that. I mean, you know, you could even look at like music in like 90s like hip hop or anything like that. You know, it just because it came out a long time ago doesn't mean it's bad or anything like that, right? So it's about this teacher, and she's in LA for sure. Like, you know, 1000%, it fully tells you in the movie they're in LA. And basically she's tasked with teaching these group of kids in this class, and they're deemed, or yeah, I guess you could say they're deemed like dumb or like special needs, or you know, like slow, or you know, like all those kinds of things, right? And most of the people in the school, like, you know, the teachers and shit, like they're mostly all white teachers, and then she has to teach like this class full of like mostly black kids and like Spanish kids and like Chinese kids, so like she has to teach the minority, right? And then, you know, she goes out of her way to you know, inspire her students, I guess you could call it that, to like actually be interested in your education and like planning like your future and shit. And then she gives them like books based on stuff that relates to them, and then she makes it like, she encourages them to, you know, like keep a journal and shit, and you know, like write about it and whatever, like, you know, kind of like a diary kind of thing, right? And then, you know, so like it was like, it's a super sick movie. Like I said, she went out of her way to, you know, like go and like actually like try and make a difference in these kids' lives, because you know how like everybody has had those teachers where like the teacher's there to literally just secure the bag and then just go home. Like the teacher doesn't give a fuck about like kids or like learning or like, you know, like anything like that. So it's like she actually like went out of her way, like I said, to go and try and make a difference, right? Like, you know, like I said, most of these teachers, or actually I shouldn't even say most, I shouldn't make that assumption, but some of these teachers, like, they don't even give a fuck. But then it's like, why would you get into teaching if you don't care about like learning and like education and shit? Like, that makes no fucking sense to me. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, like, I don't want to get into that whole like, you know, do people just do it to secure the bag and whatever. Like, at the end of the day, the movie is sick. I recommend you watch it. If you care about ratings, it got 70% on Rotten Tomatoes and 7.6 on IMDb, and you know, that's it. But I mean, to me, both of them are like, you know, 9 out of 10, you know, 10 out of 10, like, you know, for like both of them. So I mean, if I had to pick one that I like more, it's literally like a flip of a coin, because both of them are just as like interesting to me. And you know, like I said, I recommend that you watch them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. If you do end up watching the movies, please come back to this video and let me know in the comments what you think about it. And obviously, you know, I'll be down there like normal. Thank you everybody for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. It's very much appreciated. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next one.